Okay, it is time for week 4 of SFL preseason. So, it's the third week in a row played on this field because we're trying to use the out of play rule. So it'll be the Eagles and the Bills playing. Let's go over the rules. 3 players on the Eagles will spawn on this line. 3 players on the Bills will spawn on this line. To score, you cross the goal line, and you get 7 points. For a field goal, cross the blue dotted line, and then go into the end zone to the side or the back, and get 3 points. But once you score, you have to go back onto the other side of the blue dotted line to score again. So I can't run here for a field goal and then run out like this. I'm going for a field goal. I have to go out here and then go back in if I want to get another field goal. Also, if you score in the big end zone, you get 8 points. First to 21 points wins. And because last year we had lots of sheep that would just completely wander away, we have an out of play marking right here. So basically, if a sheep crosses the yellow dotted line, then they are ruled out of play. So then this happens to it, and then we respawn it. If it's in between the blue dotted lines, then it goes to the sideline right at midfield. If it is on this side of the dotted lines, then it goes to the nearest end zone block. If they are eligible for a field goal, this is not a field goal. The only way they can score a field goal from that is if they leave the end zone completely and then go back in. Okay, coin toss will determine who spawns first. So let's get it going. Alright, drop the coin. Redo. I forgot to tell you. Heads, Eagles spawn first. Tails, Bills spawn first. It's heads, Eagles spawn first. Out of play rule is not a strictly enforced rule. So if they go just out of play and go back in, we can keep them in the game if we want. So we have Eagles. And the Bills. Bills looking to score early in the game. And he gets stopped at the goal line and pushed back. So bounce, but he goes back in. So does his friend. Ooh, looking for a field goal attempt. Crosses the dotted line. But over here is touchdown for the Bills. Just 7-0 Bills. Ooh, crosses the dotted line. As this guy leaves the end zone, this guy goes in. Field goal is good. It is 10-0 Bills. Now this guy went across the dotted line. He can make it a 13-0 game. And he decides not to. Okay, Eagles over here. And just walks completely away from the end zone. And goes out of bounds. Okay, the score is still 10-0 Bills. Oh, can we make it a 17-0 game? And he doesn't. He is stopped. We have a Bills. The Bills guy crosses it out of the line. Will he turn for a field goal? Will he make a field goal attempt? It's a 1-yard field goal. No, he does not. He might consider it again. Okay, crosses the dotted line. He can come in here for a field goal. Looks like He might be still thinking about it, and he's just getting further and further away from the end zone. I think we've had a lot more action on the Bills side of the field. Wait, is there finally going to be an out of play? You know, a game rule? We can just... We have to test it out in preseason before we do it in the regular season. Like, if the rule doesn't happen, then we can't do it. But since this is not a game rule, it's a ground rule for out of play, then we still can do it. It can be new stadium's ground rules. We're thinking of making a field goal. He misses. He might score in the big end zone. It's 10-0. Two of these guys thinking of scoring in the big end zone, but one of them's close. Oh. Oh, just out of bounds. Red one. He hit the pylon, but he was out of bounds when he hit it. So you can't score a field goal in that end zone. Doesn't work. You can only score touchdowns there. Eagles, are you gonna do anything? He really doesn't want to score. Oh, maybe he's changing his mind. Okay, wait, is he gonna go out of play? Normally we don't want that, but right now we're trying to test the rule, so we would love that. Oh. He might score. And touchdown, Eagles! Okay, it is 10-7. Does this guy want to enter the field? He's leaving it up to his teammates. Nope, he goes back to the bench. He's on the other side of the dog line. Oh, but over here, you can tie the game. There are two guys that can tie the game. Field goal is 10-10. Is this out of play over here? Yeah, so still keep him in unless he doesn't do anything. He's not doing anything? Okay. It was right on this line. So I don't know if there's a rule for that. But this is where we make one. If they're directly on the line, then they go to midfield. That is going to be the rule. What team is this guy on? Eagles. Okay. Because we can't have them spawn right on the pylon. Score is tied 10-10. But either of these guys, especially this guy, has a shot at making it an 18-10 game. But he decides to eat grass instead. Over the wall is out of play. But touchdown! It is 18-10. Okay, can win by a field goal. So and that is out of play. So this guy is field goal eligible. So he goes to put the nearest end zone block, which is here. Okay, he left, so now he can turn back in and win the game. Or he can win in here. Touchdown wins the game. Or a field goal. Either of these guys can cross either of those lines and win the game. Oh. Touchdown! Bills win the preseason game. We actually had the out-of-play rule twice. Okay, it's also rare, and we have 2 touchdowns in the big end zones in one game. Okay, guess we'll see you next week. And next week will be played over here. We did a few games over here when I had the broken collarbone. Because we just did all the games here because I couldn't really change the fields. It was hard for me to even play Minecraft with one arm. We'll be doing some regular season games here. And out of play here is just over the wall. I guess. See you next week. Bye.